Here's a challenge I have. Normally I do Q&A. Here's a challenge I have. Here's a challenge I have. My audience is primarily young folk between 18 and 35. So me doing that appealed to a vast majority of my viewers. Here's the following challenge. Here's the following challenge. So here's a subtext, and subtext. Here's a subtext of what I want to say, but I'm going to make it text. I think it is very important not to try to be right, to find someone who is wrong and to go, I can't believe you believe that. That's so stupid. I'm right. You're wrong. Ah, God, let me go to people who who agree with me and go, hey, we're friends. Now look how wrong those people are. Ah, yeah, I hate them. They suck. It is not important to be right. It is important to understand. Understand. This person here who believes something different than you, most people are actually quite smart, so they probably believe that for a reason. And there was a study I was hearing about recently where there were two people on opposite sides, and this person who had the objectively correct scientific information was talking to this person who had an opinion that was directly conflicting with the scientific information. And the question was, how does the person who actually does know the thing to make this person understand? And telling them they're wrong, giving them facts didn't work. Giving them horrible information, such as, wow, if you believe that giving vaccinations causes problems, it's going to cause your kids to die. Like giving them horrifying information about it, also didn't cause them to do that. Didn't cause them to. You know what was the most effective technique to cause someone to change their viewpoint, especially an entrenched viewpoint, not based in evidence? It's to ask them about it. Tell me more. Tell me about that. Tell me about your view. Now that you've said that, wait, what about this thing you said? Does that conflict with that thing you said? Just ask them about it. Just talk to them. Let them know. Just don't be combative. Just try to learn more. 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 Machine 187 says, most people are smart. Hell no. Totally fucking wrong. Most people are actually quite smart and have a good understanding. But if you ask them, you will start to actually see what's there, and they will start to be able to understand and see what's going on. That was the study and squeezy thing. So here's the challenge. Here's the challenge that I pose to you. So because my audience is 1835, typically, many of you, according to just basic statistical evidence, believe that global warming is a real thing. Now, don't go talk to anyone right now. I want you just to stop and think, what do I know to support this? Really answer that question for yourself. What do I know? And I have this discussion with my dear friend Tristan where we just saw heinous arguments on our Facebooks about people being like, if you don't believe in global warming, you're a piece of shit and you're ruining the world. And it was like, whoa. And people being like, yeah, the scientific does not, And what's amazing is that global warming is a particularly vitriolic topic. Because there's two layers here. There's the evidence layer, what's actually going on, and then there's the social layer, which is how people are actually communicating about and understand. I, for instance, believe that global warming exists, but I do not have an extensive research background in this. I am not ultra familiar with the science behind measuring historical data. There is a whole lot that I actually don't know. And it's important for me to recognize what my position is and then recognize what my knowledge is and to recognize those differences. It's important for me to recognize those differences. And not to be a dick about it. I'm not telling you to go talk to anyone. I want you to sit there and talk to yourself. I want you to talk to yourself. I want you to talk to yourself. I want you to just think, what is my viewpoint on these things? Where does this knowledge come from? Where does this information come from? Do I actually even know? what I'm talking about? And I think that for a large majority of people who are listening to this right now, the answer is no. You actually don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying that's bad, and I'm not saying that you're shitty and boo on you, because I want you to be thinking about this on your own. I want you to be in a safe place where you can just reflect. I'm not saying you have to. For me, my understanding is based upon I did a bunch of research and saw that a bunch of prominent people who were experts and did a little research on those people, and I was like, wow, they have a lot of credential. And then I just stopped and said, I don't know, I believe those guys. And I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. There's my position, and there's what I know. So I challenge you. I challenge you to do this on this particular topic of global warming, and hopefully it will cause you to expand into the realm of not trying to be right, but trying to understand other people and trying to understand their perspectives. And I hope that you can use the global warming thing as a way to understand you. The next time you talk to someone who disagrees with you, knowing that a safe route is to go, oh, really? Tell me about that. That's interesting. Tell me about that. Tell me more. Let me try to connect with you. Let me try to become more understanding of you. And thus he descends from his soapbox.